Kush and Chemtrails, the world's most dangerous podcast.
Hey, so what's going on?
Some cheese or something
on the
like
home
that.
turf, Chief, with the the LA. I think it was the L.A.P.D. chief advisor or some kind of guy like that.
Oh, the guy that said not to come here?
Do not come to L.A. We
He
said
said
it
it
not
was
save you.
The Purge. He said it was the Purge.
He literally said it.
You know what? I'm
Why would
guilty.
you do that?
I'm guilty. You know how when somebody tells you something and you kind of brush it off,
Yeah.
and then you hear it again, and then you kind of try to act like you already were hip to that shit?
Yeah.
Because Ronnie told me about that shit, and I was like, really, Ronnie? Who said that? And I
Yeah.
was like, what? That can't be real. Like, the Purge?
Yeah.
And then, you know, when I heard it on Joe Budden's podcast,
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, some New Yorkers talking about it. This shit is real. They
Oh,
advise
yeah.
tourists not to come here, bro.
Yeah.
We can't protect you.
I saw the fucking footage on YouTube and shit.
Yeah.
And that guy's like,
Sorry
yeah,
for
man.
disrespecting.
Oh no, that was like
Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can't help you. Don't come here.
You know what
It's a
I'm saying?
24-hour purge.
Yeah.
I think that's what he
No,
said.
he said instead of 24 hours, it's every day.
Every
Yeah.
day.
That fool said every day.
Oh, that's what he said.
365 days a year. Yeah, that's what he
Yeah.
said.
What kind of man? Do you do a state of emergency around this
I
time?
don't know.
or
Well,
what?
did you see the people in the Bay Area are parking with their fucking trunks open, bro?
Yeah, so they don't break their trunk.
Yeah.
So like you gonna
Did
you
you
gonna
send me
rob?
that?
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah.
They're gonna rob you anyway.
Okay. You want to hear something crazy, bro?
What?
I was over at fucking Lola's the other night, bro.
Uh-huh.
And fucking right before I got there, her girlfriend was parked in front, right in front, bro.
Uh-huh.
And they busted the fucking back window and stole her purse out of there. She didn't take her purse inside. Busted her
that's
back
wild.
window,
Big
bro.
Big mistake.
Yep.
Probably
And then
just
so look,
moving
then I
fast.
pull up and she's telling me this as I'm about to park, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I pull up, I see the girl's like window like busted in the street and shit. I'm like, damn. I park right there, and I literally was like, yo, you guys didn't hear shit? Like, that's so crazy. They're like, yeah, we didn't hear nothing. I'm sitting there, bro, and I hear a noise. And you know me, bro. I'm like, what the fuck? And I go to the window, and I see someone rummaging around on the other side of my car, bro. And I ran out there, bro, and it was a homeless dude trying to, like, pick up a mattress and shit. And I said, get the fuck away from my car, bro. That motherfucker was like, I just want the mattress. And I said, nah, bro, get the fuck away from my
Get the
car,
fuck
bro.
outta here.
Man,
Nah.
he was trying to find him a little sleeping haven, man.
What are you doing?
Nah, man. Nah.
Little dormant
Not
style.
after that, bro. I typically don't fuck with homeless people, you know.
Dude,
That's not
yeah.
bad, but
They'll
I'm not
bust in
gonna
your
sit
car
there. Yeah, bro.
and
Yeah.
go to sleep.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Real talk, though.
They'll
Yeah.
bust in your
They
car
will.
and go to
Yeah,
sleep.
bro. Yeah.
And if they can't
Dude, I've
steal
heard
your
stories
car,
of people coming back to their cars, dude, and people were in there and fucking shit in there, bro.
Oh,
in
man,
their cars,
everything.
bro.
think about it.
They wanted a little privacy, man. They need to take a shit, right?
Every homeless person ain't
you
that
go.
crafty to know how to make their own latrine. You know what I'm saying?
These
word.
So
That
it's
word.
like it's like, man, motherfucker
Yeah.
go,
Said
motherfucker go
latrine.
savage.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
I'm tired of pissing on trees. I mean,
I went to
you know,
school with a
shitting on
dude named
trees.
Latrine. He was cool.
For me though, that motherfucker putting that information out there saying he can't protect you and even referencing the Purge, that's predictive programming, bro. And I'm
Yeah.
sure
Yeah.
you guys are well aware of that. Because why would you?
fear-mongering.
Who comes out and says that to the public? Come on now.
I think it's along the
I
lines
agree.
of
That was weird.
I think it's along the lines of shots fired at our leadership, who's kind of like not allowing them to do their job fully. I think that's what he's trying to
No,
say.
I agree with that too. That's a good
Yeah.
point because he was taking shots at Gavin Newsom.
Absolutely.
Thank you for clarifying that too.
Because these motherfuckers are out here robbing fools.
Yeah.
Like, for real. I have, like, I work, you know, where I end up being around very wealthy people. And that shit's touching them. And, like, we are used to a certain level of crime, like, where, I mean, I don't know where everybody's from, but I know, like, where I grew up and everything. I was used to a certain level of crime. But it's really touching, like, Beverly Hills, Bel Air, West Hollywood, that type of shit. So these motherfuckers are out there like, we're selling our Lamborghinis. We're, you know, we don't wear our watches out in public and shit.
Yeah, they're
because-
smart.
Yeah.
Because it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
As the divide grows and grows, and it will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it will. It'll only
Yeah.
get worse. Think about it, bro. With what they're doing now with Neuralink and stuff like that, that means you're going to have people, only the rich can live for that long, right? So you're going to have this crazy divide and people like literally, dude, living to be like at least probably 100, right? With
Yeah.
all this bullshit they're going to put inside themselves. And the other people dying off even younger, 40s and 50s and shit. And when that divide comes to that
Yeah.
level, they're going to go fucking ape shit, bro.
Oh,
They're not
yeah.
going to stand for it anymore. And they're going to take it out on them, bro.
Yeah.
Period.
Hey, yo, have you ever
They already are.
you ever watched some shit on that Netflix called Death, Love, and Robots?
No, but I want
Speak
to.
on
It's
That
so
sounds cool
dope.
as
It's a
fuck.
bunch of really dope animation shorts, like each episode can be like 5 minutes to like maybe 15 or 20, just depending on the story. There's one story that's exactly what you just said, where like the rich people can afford to live forever.
Yeah.
And then the poor people can't, obviously.
Right.
And so the rich people make it against the law to have any more children.
Right.
So the poor people are down like in the slums and shit, and they're hiding their babies and shit.
Damn.
And there's like cops that have to go and fucking bust them and kill the babies.
Oh shit.
This shit is
bro.
ill. Yo, it's dope.
Yeah.
It's some dope shit, man.
That is crazy.
Damn.
One thing though that hit me, Cook, and I'm glad you brought it up, is this is only an issue right now, and I hate to be that guy, but because it's affecting a certain demographic. Because when crime and poverty-stricken areas have to deal with this shit on a daily basis, nobody gives a fuck. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm glad you said that. Because even me and Ronnie were in L.A. when we had to pull up on Emmett the other day when we went to a jam session. And Ronnie was a little like on edge, you know. He even told me like, hey, Buck, I don't feel like sitting here, you know. So I respected it because I respect his, whenever somebody's spidey senses is up, hey, you got to roll with it, you know. I ain't going to be the fool to sit there and be a sitting duck. So I rolled with what he was saying. But in my head, I was like, you know what, man? Ronnie, we've been through these situations. We from the hood. We know how to keep our head on a swivel. I parked in a situation where we wasn't blocked in. Like, we did the right things, you know, to make sure that we can be as safe as possible, you know what I mean? So I ain't gonna live my life scared, you know what I mean? But I can see why now that it's hitting Beverly Hills or a certain demographic that now it's an issue, you know? So that's an
Buck,
interesting thing.
let me tell you a story. When I was a kid, and Emmett remembers too, when we were kids is when it was the LA riots, right? When Rodney King shit popped off, right? And they was burning my neighborhood. Like there was, you know, shit close to us that was burning. But as soon as all of those looters and rioters got up to like semi close to Beverly Hills, motherfucker, that shit got shut the fuck down. Like you could burn your shit, but you ain't burning our shit. And literally, I mean, it was like the cops, boom, 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 right on it, man. But that's how it be. You know, you got money, you can afford to talk to high people in high places and shit like that.
Righteous.
But they're getting touched though, because they're getting followed home.
Hell yeah, bro.
And that's why they're trying. Like, I'm telling you, this dude was like, I don't wear none of my watches out no more. Can't do anything because you're just a mark. You're just a mark.
And don't get it twisted. Like, I got family that live in Beverly Hills and are well off, so I ain't wishing no harm on anybody. No, I just wanted to clarify because of the statement I made. Like,
true indeed.
I'm not sitting here trying to make it seem like
when
I'm
you said
happy.
fuck them rich people, I hope they die. That statement.
Damn.
But clarify.
You said that?
It's not. You know, I don't wish anything on anyone. We're just having a great conversation, and it is interesting that once something hits a certain demographic, then it's an issue. Just like with the opioid epidemic, you know, that's been well documented. That, you know, that's a problem that has hit a certain culture harder than others, and now it's a national problem that we need to address. Whereas when it was crack, it was demonized and things of this nature. So that's a common thing in America. So it's nothing new.
Kush and Chemtrails, the world's most dangerous podcast.